Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So my first few videos have been lifestyle vlogs, and I actually did not plan for my first few videos to be like that, but I had a very busy couple of weeks, so I just thought I'd bring you guys along with me so you can get to know, you know, some people in my life that are important to me and, you know, what I've been up to recently. But I wanted to bring you guys a little bit of substance this week and a little bit of a more personal, interactive type video. So I thought it would be quite fitting to do a get to know me tag. But this is a get to know me tag with a little bit of a twist, because it's also going to be, as the video states, my testimony alongside it. So being a Christian is a big part of who I am, and so I just felt like it was fitting to kind of intertwine the two. But I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet so I don't bore you guys. But yeah, so the get to know me tag, I found a list of questions and I have used the majority of the questions from the tag, but I just felt like some of the questions were really random. Like, yeah, they are things you would know about me, but I didn't really think you'd be interested in, for example, what my favourite colour is. So I got somebody to kind of remix the questions for me a little bit, just to make it a little bit more personal. So yeah, let's get started. So the first question is, what is your full name? So my full name is Samira Ya Brago Schofield. I know what you're thinking, confusion. So Samira is actually a Muslim name. My dad is Muslim. Ya is the day that you're born if you are Ghanaian and you're born on a Thursday. All women, all girls are called Ya, Thursday borns. And then Barago is my grandma's name. I'm named after my grandma. And then Schofield is my married name. So yeah. What country are you from? So obviously, having a Ghanaian name, I am from Ghana. My mum and dad are both from Ghana. Don't ask me which parts. Actually, I do know which parts. My mum is from Abuasi, I think. Mommy, don't kill me if this is wrong. And my dad is from Abuaso. Yeah. Either of one way or the other. Names of children. So I have a 2-year-old son and a 4-month-old daughter. My son is called Aidan William Schofield, and he is a Sunday born, so his Ghanaian name is Akwesi. And my daughter is called Mia Rose Schofield, and she is a Monday born, so her Ghanaian name is Ajwa. Are you single or taken? I am taken. Ideal first date. Well, I don't really have an ideal first date, but I love food, so anything that involves it, that would involve a lot of food, like different types of food, so I could try each type of food. And maybe on a yacht or something. Yeah. Favorite childhood memory. Favorite childhood memory. Yeah, I would say my favorite childhood memory is when me, my sister and my younger brother went to Ghana. And I'm ashamed to say, but that was the first and last time we went to Ghana. It was the year 2000, so 16 years ago. Really, really bad. I know. We need to go back. But that was the first time we went to Ghana, and I remember it was during the 6 weeks holidays. I think I was in year 6. Yeah, year 6. And the reason why it's my favourite childhood memory is because before we went, we were just dreading it. We were like, oh my gosh, firstly, we're going to be away from our friends for 6 whole weeks. Secondly, we don't know anybody there. Like, obviously we've got family there, like my mum's family, my dad's family, but we had never met them. So I was just thinking, ugh, it's going to be boring. Who are we going to talk to? And then, not to mention all the horror stories that you're told as a British kid about Africa and about, you know, the demons and the spirits and witches and we were told all of that sort of stuff. I won't mention any names, but you know who you are. That basically tried to freak us out. But yeah, we were dreading going, but you should have seen us on the day we were coming back. Like, we were literally weeping. We did not want to come back because when we went, we had such a good time. We met all our cousins, and yeah, they were fresh and stuff, but they were such fun to be with. How many siblings do you have? So I come from quite a big family. I have 4 brothers and 1 sister. So I have 3 older brothers, then it's my sister, then it's me, then I have a little brother. And you'll definitely meet all of them in the vlogs to come. Do you speak any other languages?
I wish I could speak my language. I'd use that to my advantage. Flying home will be standard.
I'm joking. Yes and no. So I'm Ghanaian, like I said. I speak Tree. I can say I speak Tree, but I wouldn't say I'm fluent. Like, when I speak it, I have to really think about what I'm saying, and I stutter. And if you're from England, you would think, yeah, I know how to speak it, I've got it down. But I'm sure somebody from Ghana would just be like, babe, it's not by force, stop. But yeah, I can speak it. I can hold a conversation, but I'm not confident, to be honest. What has been your career journey? So my career journey. So my first job was in a call center, and this was when I was in college, and everybody that went to my college, pretty much everyone that went to my college worked in this call center. It was in Blackfriars and just before Blackfriars Bridge, and it was good. I remember going for my first interview and feeling like, oh my gosh, yes, if I get this job, I've made it. Literally, we were just calling people, doing market research. Those, you know, those annoying people that call your house and are like, oh, we're not trying to sell anything, but XYZ. Like, I was one of those people, but getting the job was amazing. Like, I loved being, you know, feeling independent, getting money paid into my account for the first time, and it wasn't EMA. Like, that felt really, really good. But that was my first job, and then I worked in another call center, and then I went into retail. I worked in House of Fraser in Westfield, and then I got a job in Barclays, and I'm still with Barclays, and I'm also into event management, so I work in the field of events as well. But yeah, I haven't really had that many jobs, but they've been very different, the ones that I have had. What do you do in your spare time / your favourite thing to do? I guess, what is my hobby? Can a hobby be eating? Because anybody that knows me will know that I'm obsessed with food. Like, I can't help it. Like, you know, food it's just like the highlight of my day. Like, this sounds really bad, but sometimes I feel like there's a fat girl that lives inside of me. Like, the amount of food I eat, and people ask me like, Samira, where does it go? Like, you would see me and you would think that I eat normal. I eat like a man. Like, there's even people in my family that I eat more than. The males in my family, I eat more than them. But yeah, like, it's that deep that when me and Morgan have an argument and, you know, like, we're angry at each other, you know, like, obviously in a relationship, normal couples, a man would go and like bring back his wife or his fiance or his girlfriend like flowers or chocolates. When me and Morgan argue, he brings me back food. No lie, like, oh my gosh, I really sound fat. But it's the truth. Like, food just makes me happy. Like, African food, Jamaican food, Indian food, English food. Like, I just love food. Chinese. Anyway, I love food. That's like my favourite thing to do, eat. But who are your favourite YouTubers? So I watch quite a few people on YouTube, but I do have people that just stand out that I love to watch. One woman that I love to watch is this lady called Heather Lindsay. If you don't know who she is, check her out. Like, she's a born again Christian, she's a wife, she's a mum, she has her own business, she's an author, and I just think she's amazing. Like, her videos have so much depth and substance, and you know, she speaks about so many different things, and she speaks mainly about Christianity. She speaks only about Christianity, yeah, like, but I like the fact that when she's talking, even though she's preaching, she's not like, it doesn't feel like she's preaching, it just feels like she's, you know, speaking to you like as a friend. But, sorry, the camera just stopped for some reason, but yeah, Heather Lindsay, check her out, she's really good. And then I love Patricia Bright. She's really good at what she does. I love her videos. Definitely tune in for her videos. She's also a wife, a mum, a business owner, and yeah, I think she's really good at what she does. Oh, I love Jamie and Nikki as well. Jamie and Nikki are an Australian couple that vlog, and oh, sorry, I thought I heard Mia crying. But yeah, Jamie and Nikki, they're really good. They seem down to earth, like they seem like really nice people. What are your bad habits? So anybody that knows me will know that my worst habit is lateness. Like, it's actually not something to laugh about, it's really bad. Like, there's fashionably late, there's black people timing lateness, and then there's Samira lateness. Like, it's really bad. Like, it's so ironic because I actually hate being late. I hate doing like the walk of shame when you're late and everyone's looking at you like, but I know you might say like, oh, you don't hate it that much because you still do it, but I do hate it, and I am working on it, and I have improved. Like, I have improved. My baby shower, I was really late for my baby shower, so yeah, that's a bit recent, so maybe, yeah, I've still got a lot of work to do, basically. What are you obsessed with? I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with, but I would say I really love weddings. I really enjoy weddings. Like, I love seeing love, basically. I love when two people come together, a man and a woman, and they're obsessed with each other and they're committing themselves to each other, and I just love celebrating that. Like, I've been to so many weddings, like I couldn't even tell you the number of weddings I've been to, but I still get excited about going to weddings. So yeah, weddings are great. I think that was the last question. Yeah, that was the last question. So I'm going to start my testimony now. Don't tune out because it is the best part of the video. So for those of you who don't know, a testimony is basically something that God has done for you, and my testimony is specific to me. This testimony that I'm talking about is specific to me getting saved, becoming born again, becoming a Christian, however you want to call it. And this happened 10 years ago. I got married 8 years ago. This happened 10 years ago, June the 4th, 2006. And I will never forget that day as long as I live. And I was in year 11, just before my GCSEs. I remember my mum and dad were going to Ghana, and I had planned that when I finished my GCSEs, I had planned all the crazy, wild, fun things that I was going to do that summer. And it was almost as if God was like, I can see what you're going to get yourself into. Let me stop you right there before you go and mess up your life. So yeah, like, my friend had been inviting me for a while, and I just finally thought, okay, let me just honour the invite so that she can leave me alone, basically. So I went to church, and I'm so sorry about that annoying beeping sound. It's my broken fire alarm. Just need to change the batteries, but yeah, sorry, just bear with me guys. But yeah, so my friend invited me to church and I went to service, and as soon as I walked in I was just like, wow, this is different. But that wasn't my first time being in church, and I actually was born a Muslim, and you know, like I said, my dad's a Muslim and that's why I've got a Muslim name. But I was proper, you know, I believed that Allah was God. But just to keep it a bit short, I basically heard the gospel when I was in year 9, and it just resonated. Like, I just knew it was the truth. I knew that Jesus was the only way, and I just knew it. Just, I can't even explain it. It was just an amazing experience, and I knew that Jesus was the only way, basically. And I decided that, you know, Islam wasn't, it didn't change me in any way. I didn't have a relationship with God. I didn't feel convicted to change anything about my life, even though I was doing things that you would call ungodly, you know, like smoking, drinking, raving, boyfriends. Like, they're all things that a Muslim girl shouldn't be doing, but I didn't have any conviction not to be doing those things. And so yeah, when I realized that Jesus is the way, I decided that, okay, I'm not going to be a Muslim anymore. But I didn't fully give myself to God, and so I still continued in my ways. I was still, you know, drinking, raving. And when I say drinking and smoking, I used to smoke weed. Like, I would go in the blocks with my friends and we would get weed of Peckham Boys and we would go and be blazing. And people that don't know that old Samira were like, what? You? Sneaky girl like you used to smoke weed? But yeah, I really did. And I also used to drink. I used to be like backing shots of vodka, and it was peer pressure, you know. It was a fun thing to do, and yeah, it was fun, but it was dumb. It was silly, like doing both of those sort of things at the same time in the blocks, like making yourself so vulnerable. Like, you know, a group of boys there, anything could have happened, but God was literally watching over me. But yeah, so I went to church, like I said, and when I heard the sermon, I just knew that I needed to give my life to God. It felt like I just knew that God had orchestrated everything so that I could come to church that day, hear the sermon, and, you know, get saved. And so the pastor did an altar call at the end of the service, and I went up and I prayed and I received Jesus as my Lord and my Saviour. And when I say I got radically converted, like, and that's how I know that Christianity is real, and nobody can take that experience away from me, because from that moment I just knew that, Samira, you need to change and you need to allow God to change you, you know. So I prayed, and I remember I came back to the evening service and I prayed again, because I was just like, I mean this, like, I need to be right with God, you know. So the next day I went back to school, and I remember telling all my friends, and they kind of just looked at me like, you party animal, you are a Christian now, yeah, right. And I remember so many people, you know, were saying, like, because I used to always roam the streets with this particular group of girls, and they were like, at that time I wasn't really close with my sister, and I was basically a street rat. Like, I wasn't really ever at home. I didn't really have a relationship with my siblings or my mum or my dad, and so my friends were my everything. And so I was so hoping that all my friends would come to church and get saved too, so that we could go to church together. But a few of them came to church and prayed, but none of them stayed. And, you know, when all of them left, I remember just thinking, like, I'm at a crossroads here. Should I go with my friends, or should I live this out? And, you know, should I dismiss what happened to me, this conversion, pretend like it never happened, and just continue on, you know, living how I want to live, or should I honour this commitment that I've made to God? And I just, like, as much as my friends were so important to me, I was just like, you know what, I'm choosing God. Like, God is more important. And that's how I know that I got radically converted. You know, I didn't need any courses, or, to be honest, I wasn't addicted to smoking or addicted to drinking, but from the moment that I got saved, I just said, nah, like, this is not for me, you know, I just put it to the side kind of thing. I chose to continue to come to church, and I remember the summer holiday started and basically I had no friends. Like, almost overnight I had this group of girls that I used to talk to about everything and go everywhere with, and then when I decided I was going to serve God, they all ducked out. Like, I didn't want to be with them because I felt like they were bad influence on me, and they didn't want to be with me because when I would go around them, all I would talk about was Jesus, and so I would kind of make them uncomfortable. And not everybody's story is like that, but for me it needed to be like that. It needed to be that all those group of girls that I was hanging around with, we parted ways, because I feel like if I stayed friends with them, I wouldn't have made it. But yeah, like, it was such an amazing experience. So I just remember coming to church continuously, week after week. God was speaking to me, and God was like everything that, I remember this sermon called Metamorphosis that my pastor preached, and I was just like, wow, like, this is what this is how a new believer needs to live. And so I just started making changes in my life, and I changed my number, and there was this boyfriend, this boyfriend of mine that just wouldn't go away. He even came to church and would, you know, walk behind me after church and try and walk me home, and I was just like, I need to put these distractions to the side. Like, something happened to me, and yeah, like, after that I just continued to come to church, and there was this void that I was like, God, you know what, as much as I've had an experience with you and I know that you are the way, but I'm lonely. Like, I remember going into church and everybody was so friendly, hugging me, hi, what's your name, how are you? And I was just like, I just thought I was too nice. Like, I was just thinking in my head, like, you guys are sneaky, like, I can't be friends with you lot. But I very soon became one of those neeks that I was talking about. And yeah, like, I remember praying and just saying, God, like, please give me friends, not friends that, you know, I only speak to when we're in church, but friends that, whether we're in church or not, you are my girl. And God gave me that. He gave me so many friends, and that really helped me stay saved, because, you know, it's good to have people around you that are going in the same direction as you and want the same things as you want. And I wanted to be a serious Christian, and so those friends really, really helped me. And so yeah, I got saved when I was 16 years old, and to be honest with you, there have been times where I've looked back and I've kind of been like, oh my gosh, Christianity is so hard. And I got this, like, the fear of missing out. But honestly, like, I can look back and say that that was the best decision that I ever made, giving my life to God. And he kept me from so much. You know, you might say, okay, drinking and smoking, it's not that deep, it's not that bad. But at the end of the day, even if I didn't do all those things, I was still a sinner. And I'm just so happy that I gave my life to God, and it literally has changed my life, because if I didn't get saved, I wouldn't have met and married Morgan, and then I wouldn't have these two beautiful kids. So it's just that it's an experience that happened to me, but if you're not a believer, it can happen. God can do the same thing for you too, if you just choose to give your life to God. So yeah, that is my testimony. I kind of feel like I rushed it a little bit because this video is quite long, but thanks for watching the video. Like I said, I am going to be doing a Q&A very shortly. I've already started getting some questions on my Instagram. People are DMing me, but please leave me a comment below if you feel like I didn't answer anything, and I will be doing that shortly. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I hope you feel like you know me a little bit more. Thanks for watching. Bye.